Okay, so hello friends, welcome to the second lecture. But let me tell you, this lecture is not related to the ancient history. Actually, I thought that I should keep both ancient and modern simultaneously so that our course can be finished as quick as possible and it can help lots of students so that they don't waste the money for the coaching. And as such, told you, if you grasp the context, you don't need to go to any coaching for the history optional. You just need to do buy a book or buy some materials, just need to copy the facts from here or rely on my notes, because if you do some questions by reading my notes, then you will be feel comfortable as well. Okay, so starting from modern India, as I told you, I did not uploaded the syllabus breakdown lectures yet. I will do that, but my first priority is the concepts. Let me finish as much concept as possible. In my free time, I will upload the syllabus breakdown videos. In the modern India, what we will do, we will going from the one chapter before from our syllabus. Our first chapter of the syllabus is like the regional states, the Marathas, Mysore, etc. But we will be starting from 18th century. That is the last part of the medieval period. Why 18th century? Because, okay, let me give the heading first. Modern history. We will be starting from 18th century. See, this part included in the medieval India, which we will be studying medieval India, but this part will be studying in modern so that we can connect with the next developments, right? Second portion is the Mughals and Jagirdari crisis, etc. I will not dealing here this thing. Okay, these things will not dealing in the 18th century because these things will deal in the medieval period. So it is kind of we reading 18th century polities, 18th century economy, 18th century society, what is the debates regarding 18th century regarding the historians. I think it is clear to you. Okay, now let me start. What is modern? Okay, as we are studying the modern India, what is modern? Comment as usual. What is modern? Some say mobile, internet, industrialization, etc. is the symbol of modernity. As the debates in the Indian society, is westernization is modernity. That is also a debate because putting a suit, boot, etc. That is the Lad Babu style. Can we say that modern? There is a latter debate. But while we are coming to the Indian context, Indian history context, in the context of Indian history, the modernity is a perception, not a theory. Like someone can argue the rationalism is modernity. But regarding the India, while we were studying Indian history, we need to draw a line, right? We need to draw a line between medieval and modern. There is a great debate regarding this line. What is the year? What is the event can be considered as the line between the medieval and modernity? See, there are various answers. Like some say 1707, the death of Aurangzeb can be considered as the coming of modernity in India. Some says 1757, coming of modernity in the India as the Battle of Plassey. 1857, as per Vipan Chandra, 1857 is the line between medieval and modernity because of Sepoy Mutiny? No, because of social reformation movements in India. Okay, let me elaborate this statement. See, this is the period when the social reformation movement started in India, like somewhere second decade of the 19th century to the 1857 1860s. As such, this period is considered a social reformation movement. That is why Vipan Chandra saying that it is the line dividing between the medieval India and modern India. Okay, now can Sumit Sarkar. Okay, another opinion. What is the line between medieval India and modern India? The historian Sumit Sarkar, famous historian. So he told the 1885. You know what is the year of 1885? Yes, guys, please read the NCERT book or the Modern India by Vipan Chandra or Placido Partition. Any book, please refer. Otherwise, you cannot connect the events. Book reading for optional is very, very important. So, 1885 is the period when Indian National Congress is created, right? Due to this, the Sumit Sarkar tell that this is the period considered for India as for the modern India. So another historians were also giving the arguments, right? That Shekhar Bandyopadhyay, as you know, the writer of the Placido Partition book, he told that the mid of the 18th century should be considered as midline between modern and medieval India. Clear? Like he is now clubbing various events in the mid of the 18th century. You know, the 1750s, 1730s to 1770s, many dramatic events were there in the Indian history. So he is saying that mid of the 18th century should be considered as modern history. But let me consider what tell you what is the most appropriate statement. Like, what is modernity? Like, if we talk about modernity, modernity is not an Indian term. It is first appeared in European context. See, Europe, medieval history, as you know, it is the dark period for them. Then 16th century onwards in Europe, 16th century onwards, what happened in Europe? Many transformation we notice. We'll discuss these transformations, don't worry. Though it is not important for our syllabus point of view, but connecting the event is necessary. So this is the 16th century onwards, the transformation happened while the total Europe changes, and they called it modernity. Like if we talk about medieval time Europe, the Eastern Europe, like the Rome, the Italy, etc., they are more developed. So Eastern Europe was more developed. Like you know, ancient architectures find in the Rome. You can go to the Google map and check various buildings, that is the marvelous, the historical buildings. So ancient buildings, ancient architectures find in the Rome, like Roman Empire, etc., we found. But after the 16th century, the 16th century, the Western Europe is prospering. Why? Now you ask the. Let me saying the Western Europe means it is America, right? And it is the Europe and here Africa, etc. This is the Atlantic Ocean part. So here the Western Europe considered like Britain, France, Germany, etc., they are prospering. But why they are prospering? Due to two or many more reasons. One is Renaissance is coming. We will be studying in the world history what is the Renaissance, what is the thinkers, those changes the whole Europe, etc. Renaissance means the transformation, the intellectual transformation, etc., considering the Renaissance, right? And the next is now the society becoming mobile due to the Renaissance. Society is mobile means there is no restriction in the social stratification. Like let me tell you, in the Indian society, you cannot change your Varna. So, but in the European context, this mobility of the vertical hierarchy became easily available in the Western Europe. There are other factors as well, like industrialization also another event due to what it happened. But also Renaissance contributed to the social mobility. Clear? Okay. Another feature is the it is now subduing the feudalism. Like if we talk about medieval Europe means before the 16th century, the one of the main systems working here is feudalism. Like there are feuds, there are shops, the shops total social economic life depend on these feuds. It is a very closed system. So but the Renaissance bring the revivalism. Clear? Okay, going next. Now, medieval India, as you know, medieval Europe, the religion is very dominant. Like there is no Catholic church. You know, the Christian, there are two sects, the Catholic and the Protestant. Catholics are very orthodox, like they took every word by the religious book very very sincerely. They are quite orthodox, so there is no social mobility. But while the religion itself is changing, then there is mobility noticed. Like, let us see the transformations why the whole Europe is changes. We can categorize the transformation as per historical categorization. Like, you know, what is the general category of history, like political, economic, social, etc. So starting with political transformations. Political transformations, I'm sorry, this is sorry so this is political transformations. What are the political transformation took place there? First is concept of nation state emerged. Like, now nation is going to the big thing. The boundaries are matter. The culture is matter, right? The like first one is the kingdom is there. There is a king there, and the king is considered as the sovereign. The king is the state, etc. But now the nation emerge, and the rule of law coming, the democracy, the one major pillar of modernity. So this leverage nationalism, right? Okay, next is economic transformations. Guys, see, visualize in your brain that this is thing is happening in the history. Okay, this thing due to this is happening, right? If any doubt, let me know in the comment box. I will reply those every doubts, don't worry. Okay, coming to the economy. Now, due to the democracy is coming up, transparency coming up, corruption becomes the less. So the state is now working on the welfare of whom? Subjects. So while it is working for the welfare of the subjects, then also it working for the welfare of its merchants, its businessmen, etc. So one theory is coming up in that day. If you want a strong nation, also it valid for now also, but it is coming those days only. Then economic consolidation is necessary. Without economic consolidation, we cannot expect a strong nation, right? Another theory coming up, as I say, the state supporting merchants. The theory is mercantilism. Okay, we will be discussing the theory of mercantilism properly, so don't worry. Just thinking briefly that to providing support to the merchants, states can do anything, right? This theory, even they can send their armories, send their soldiers for war, etc. This theory was properly formulated. Another thing is coming of capitalism. So economy, what is the transformations happening in economy? One notion, strong nation, economic consolidation is necessary. Mercantilism theory properly formulated. Capitalism, on the other hand, coming up, which give profit based tradition. I hope you this is clear now. Economic. Okay, the next is about religion. Guys, please note it simultaneously. You can revise it at any time. Religion never got abolished completely. Only religion coming out from a public domain to the private domain. This is a particular statement you can use in your copies. Like, let me elaborate it. See, religion, you cannot never abolished religion. If you are saying abolish the religion, that never happened, because religion is the way of life of the people. How can you abolish the religion way of life of the people? So this thing cannot be done. But what is happened? The religion is followed publicly. The religion has a public sentiment. Now it is coming to the household, the domestic. You can follow your religion on your own, on your house. So like from the public platform, it is coming to the private platform. Getting it or not, it is important. So religion is coming from public platform to private. Like, okay, let me elaborate. So public platform means collectivism coming to individualism. Like religion, you are following on your own, right? Though there are some public domain aspects of religion is there, but is transforming slowly from the public platform to the private platform. And idea, as I said, the fourth transformation is happening in the society, that is idea of individualism is prevailing. Like earlier, while even we are sorry, even we are coming to the prehistory period, right? In that period we can say that the band society concept is there. Like individual has no significance, but as a group you have very very significance. Your band, you are a kingdom. But now idea of individualism is coming up. This can be termed as many transformation, like individual like getting significant, the rights, the fundamental rights coming from this concept only, this thing. Now another change is modern political parties formed due to democracy, various type of ideology, various type of parties. So now then, after seeing these political, economic, religion, social transformations, now we can define the modernity easily. Define please on your own. Now then see the video, part of the video. Let me say what is modernity. Modernity is not about time. Like you cannot say that a particular time, particular second, particular day, particular year, particular event cannot be termed as modernity. So modernity can be particular, can be about time, event, etc. It is about transitions and gradual changes. Okay, I hope now this total is clear to you. Now I'm concluding this lecture. In the next lecture we are going to talk about the modernity in the Indian context. What are the transformations we can see in the Indian context. Then we will be jumping to the 18th century, the period of the transition, the period of the gradual changes. In that period we see what is happening, except some of the parts which I am discussing in the modern medieval part, right? So I just can briefly tell that this is a system, and that I will discuss in the medieval part. But some of the 18th century is very very important for this modern India linkages. So thank you. I am highly excited to brought the next lecture, and I am promising to complete the course.